I spent 22 years in the NRL as a head of performance, working with athletes and men and coaches and women. And I've learned a lot about people. It's become my passion to coach, help, to address things that you might not think of happening in their lives, which are affecting them in other areas of the sport and performance. So I've grown from that, and now I do that professionally in a coaching business. It affects us in a really significant way. It can affect our sleep, our eating, how we live our daily lives. It can make us feel a bit withdrawn, and it can make us feel like we're not in control, and they're not nice places to be. We put ourselves in a holding pattern. We don't move forward, and if we have unresolved issues, we tend to stay in this place. So it really is quite stifling. And if we do have a way to unpack those things with a therapist or even with friends, it's good to delve in and see if we can find a bit of closure around those spaces. One of the main things is gaining clarity. So understanding what it is and why we feel like that. In actual fact, a lot of the time, it's not so much what happened or the issue, it's our relationship to that issue. Why do we feel like this? So without getting too deep, there really is a lot of unpacking of the event and seeing what we can now control and move forward from. And sometimes it's about preparing ourselves, maybe getting some support and having that conversation. Practicing our skills allows us to feel like we're having a progression, like we're doing something productive. And once we start applying those skills, it's a really worthy feeling, and we feel very useful to ourselves. And that's always going to be good to progress in life. A lot of men will have an issue, and it's about unpacking that issue, really getting clear detail on what the issue is that's affecting them. And then a good thing to do is to actually think about the resources and the support that are around you that can help you manage that. And that will really give you a little bit of a pathway and direction, and perhaps some actions and process you can take. Self-awareness gives you a locus of control. It's about you and what you can put in, your own resources, what is driven by you to help you work your way through particular issues. So again, it is about knowing yourself, knowing where you can go, and knowing when it's time for you to reach out or accept the help that's around you. Great communication allows you to get good feedback. And good feedback means you're making progress. Even if the feedback is negative, you're still making progress. It allows you to know where you are, what position you hold, and then what you need to do to move forward. When you feel like you're in a dark place, or if you're in a hole, sometimes that can be a very lonely place. And it's going to affect you in how you communicate or lack of communication, but it also will affect you in how you hear things and your perceptions. So building rungs on a ladder as such, just finding little things that can help you each day about yourself or about the situation is the best way to help step yourself out. Take your time, make them small steps, but there's definitely steps there. Use the people and the resources around you. Your most trusted source is how you feel. And how you feel is going to let you lead into what the information coming in and how it affects you and the information that you share. So if you feel like there are barriers around that space, it's really healthy for you to think about what the boundaries are and how you can navigate those boundaries. unresolved conflicts can sometimes keep us in a place which affects our self-esteem and our self-worth. So gaining some actions and a bit of control around that space, again, from yourself or with resources, are going to be very helpful for you to move forward. You won't believe this, but there is always a silver lining. I'm evidence of that. I went through a really tough time. I didn't know if I was going to come back from that. And yet here I am sharing some of those lessons. You're exactly the same. So there will be a silver lining. There will be a lesson that you can carry forward in life. And that lesson will help someone. It'll save someone one day. So as strange as it sounds, everything that you may be feeling today, that you're going through, I can promise you, once you're through that part and you've experienced that, you will definitely help the next man move forward in life. I promise you that by sharing your experience. It's not always about winning. What I've learned in my experience is acceptance. And that only comes when I'm able to unpack, get feedback, listen to people around me, people that I trust, and I'm hearing other views and perspectives of what's happening. So it's not that I have to win something to gain that feeling of closure, but it is about understanding what has happened and then finding a middle ground so that I'm okay. I'm okay with that, and I can still move forward. And that's a really important lesson that I've learned, and that you can think about as you move forward when it comes to conflict resolution.